everyone. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. I am so excited about bringing on my next guest who's been on with me many times before now. I have Matt Russell, and he's the owner of Wellphora. You have a guest with you today, and I'm going to let you introduce. And you today said we're going to be talking about some pretty interesting things. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what we're going to talk about.
Hey, thanks for having me on. We're excited to be here. We're back again to talk about CBD and specifically Wellphora. We manufacture CBD products, and Wellphora is our brand. So we not only do it for other companies, but for ourselves. And today with me is Chef Jeff. And you tell us how you got that name.
Well, I was a chef in Hawaii for quite a long time now. So I'm actually here in Arizona for 2 years. I'm stoked to be with the Wellphora group now. I'm an account specialist now.
Super. So today you said to me, Carol, a lot of people out there, first of all, don't even understand really what CBD is. And so we're going to kind of do an educational piece on that for a little bit. And then, where it came from. Let's start it that way. And then also that the legality things. A lot of people are coming up with the legality parts of it now. So first of all, let's just start with 101. Where did CBD come from?
Okay, so I like to start and really break it down and visuals and all that is if somebody said that's a canine, I like to relate it to dogs, because you can look at any dog no matter what breed it is and say that's a canine. Canine I relate to cannabis. Cannabis is just the species overall of a type of plant, and what makes cannabis a cannabis plant is that it has cannabinoids. Okay, those are chemicals. There are over 400 different types of cannabis plants. Just like canines, there's so many different dog breeds. So when you start talking about what is cannabis, people hear cannabis and they think marijuana. And that's just because of society and how we've been raised and what's been out there. But marijuana is just one of 400 plants. Industrial hemp is where CBD comes from. It is a cannabis plant, just like marijuana is a cannabis plant. So everybody's familiar that marijuana gets you high, it has psychoactive effects. Well, that is the chemical THC in marijuana. CBD does not have psychoactive effects. CBD stands for cannabidiol. It's one of 120 plus different cannabinoids that exist in cannabis plants. So it comes in really high concentrations in an industrial hemp plant. And so I just wanted to clear that up, because a lot of people hear cannabis and they go, "Oh, cannabis. No, I'm out on cannabis." But CBD, well, CBD is cannabis. It's just like a dog breed. It's just one breed of plant, one breed of dog. It's just one of those, 400 different things, and it has the chemical CBD in it.
Okay. Well, you are the laboratory that makes it. So it's not like he doesn't know what he's talking about here. And that's the whole point, is that you make CBD for other companies.
Sure, yes.
But you also have your own product that you said that, as a matter of fact, we're going to do one as a giveaway. It's your Canero 1000. And we want to talk about that product. Why did you do that? You have a story for that. There's a good story.
So, CBD came up and it started with my wife, and she asked me to get her some, and she had broken her back years ago, and she has flare-ups of arthritis in her back. I was not a big believer at the time. I've been a medical person for a lot of years and got it for her. Said, here, if this, if it's in your head or it's not in your head, but it makes you feel better, I'm for it. It's natural. So she tried it out. It worked great. She convinced me to try it for some things, some knee pain, some sleep issues, and she said, and it worked great. We tried it again with a new bottle. It didn't work. We got another bottle. It sort of worked. So then we started I started to go, wow, this is crazy. How come it worked? Then how come it didn't work? We started buying some products. Next thing you know, we lab tested them. Some had CBD, some had none. Some had what they said they had. Some didn't have anywhere close to what they thought they had. I didn't even know what a regular dose was, what I should be taking. I just didn't have any education, so I really went after it. This was years ago, and it really just evolved into, there's no regulations on it, there's very little information on it, and we dove into it hard and started manufacturing CBD. What we learned along the way is that, like anything, there's a lot of different values, there's a lot of different things that go into it. Purity, as far as there's so many different things, as far as you can have really crappy CBD, you can have middle-of-the-road CBD, and you can have really excellent CBD. So we developed Wellphora for ourselves, which is pretty much the highest grade, the highest, the best CBD you could put out there. And so we did that thinking, well, let's see if we can sell it a little bit. We know all these other contract manufacturing deals that we do, we know they sell. They're on Amazon. They sponsor NASCAR. We have all kinds of clients that do really well in the marketplace. Well, then once we got Wellphora going, people said, wow, we really appreciate having a product that has nothing artificial, is farmed organically.
It's made here in the in the United States, right here in Phoenix.
It's made right here in Phoenix. All the products from here are local American products. So that's another thing too, is we don't use anything overseas. So we know where it comes from. We know how to get it. We know how to make it. And not having to use flavoring is really part of the trick of this, because if you don't use flavoring on most products, it tastes pretty terrible. Wellphora is not that way. It is as pure as you can get it. It has no flavoring. It has 2 ingredients, which is CBD and then the carrier oil.
So what does it taste like? You just said that others, not yours, but others cannot taste good. What does it taste like?
Boy, if I told you what I tell people, I say it's a bucket of, and then I'll leave that out. But it tastes pretty terrible. So when people say, hey, we want you to build this product, I tell them, well, what flavors would you like? Because you cannot produce this product without flavoring. For these reasons, it's going to taste terrible. Nobody would ever buy it again. Or you can increase the cost of your raw goods and make it a much better product, which increases their cost, reduces their bottom line. And they're not really interested in that for the most part, because they want the cheapest product to make the highest profit margin. Wellphora stays away from that. Says no matter what it costs, we're going to produce the best product. That's where we're at with just Wellphora, but it's a lot of it comes down to the lab testing, and that's where we really shine, because we are the lab. We're the one that makes all the different CBDs. So that's where we have the advantage against other companies in that way, I guess.
So by producing the top quality makes it and it makes sense. And it doesn't taste bad.
It actually tastes like very, very benign. There's not really any strong taste to it. Mm-hmm. That everything from the temperatures that you raise it to during the manufacturing process, obviously the raw goods that go into it. The carrier oil is a 93% MCT, which is derived from organic coconuts. You just can't get a better product on the market. And
let me tell you something. It's also huge that it's made here in Phoenix. Not only just the United States, but right here in Phoenix. And am I right about that?
Yeah. You know what? It's really opened the door for us in farmers markets here, because everybody wants something that's locally produced. And that's what farmers markets are all about, supporting your community.
But I also want people to understand there's a lot of stuff out there. And there's a lot of stuff from all over the place, and you don't know what you're getting.
Let's talk about that, because this is, when I came in today, I said, we need to talk about the legal side, because I know in the past week or so, people have been talking about the news. I saw this guy on the news. He lost his job. He said he took CBD. He tested positive for marijuana. They drug test him. That's a huge deal. That can't be happening. That's not fair to people. That's not fair to the business. That's not fair to other people taking CBD. And so I wanted to go over why that happens and how to combat that.
Okay, well, here's what I also want to do, too. There are people that need this because they're in pain. They have issues like what the CBD, the one that's the Canero 1000 is great for what? Because I want to do that as a giveaway. When we come back, we're going to go into the others.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So CBD, its 2 main properties, it's a neuroprotectant and an anti-inflammatory. So it works on the nerves as far as soothing the nerves and reducing that responsive pain, but it also is an anti-inflammatory. So it takes away the inflammation, which is a lot of times the underlying cause of that pain.
Well, it's made right here in Phoenix, so you know you're getting top quality stuff. It's Wellphora. So you know for sure if you hear Wellphora that you're getting the best.
Yes, top quality.
We've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. It's their Canero 1000. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone's going to get entered in to win. You want to check them out on their website. It's Wellphora, which is P-H-O-R-A, so it's wellphora.com. They do a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's made here right here in Phoenix. You can call here. You can check them out. Our number here again, 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. When we go to a break, we want to come back. We want to talk about the legality side of things. I never even thought about how somebody could possibly go to work, get drug tested on something like this, and then get popped for that.
Right. Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's a big deal.
And it's not going to happen with your product.
It's definitely not going to happen with
We're
Wellphora.
third-party lab tested, which has to be touched on, too. So we make our product as third-party lab tested.
Okay, we're going to do that right back when we get back. Awesome. Again, we've got our lines open here, and you're talking top quality here, right here, made in Phoenix. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. It's Wellphora, which is PHORA.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute.
All the way for one thing.
So welcome back, everyone. And we are talking with Matt Russell, and he is the owner of Wellphora, and we are talking about CBD. And let me tell you something. There is a lot of it out there, but this product here, it's made here right in Phoenix. They are the laboratory. We're going to be talking about the legalities of it right now. We've got our lines open here for people that would like to try the best of the best. That's right here. They guarantee it. 30-day money back. I'll say it. 30-day money back guarantee. But you know what? Most people don't even. They love it. You told me all the time that.
Yeah, we don't ever get returns. Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, guys. Check it out. This is the best. Our number here: 602-277-5369. Toll free. It's 1-866-536-1100. You could check them out on their website. It's Wellphora. WELL. Phora is FPHORA.com. Now, we were talking to Chef Jeff.
Yes.
And
yes.
you said that there was a lot of things that you wanted to get out that are important about that legality part.
Certainly.
Let's talk.
Certainly. Part of my job is to go get accounts. So I'm walking into people's professional businesses to see if Wellphora will be a fit for them. And what I'm hearing basically is like they have concerns about like, well, I've heard this and this about maybe somebody getting fired from using CBD because maybe they hit positive on a THC note. And so again, we are proud of our lab testing. That's what we need to talk about right now, lab testing. Basically being under 0.3% of THC. We're guaranteed, unequivocally proud about what we have in it. And so that's the number one thing we're hitting about is our lab testing. It's on our website. We're not hiding it. It's out there. I bring it with me with a little briefcase. I have the lab test I show right there so they can check it out to see exactly all what's in our product. So that's what every company should do.
And we want to talk about what 0.3 THC, 0.3% of THC means. And what that means is, Wellphora's product line is a full spectrum, which it has a whole bunch of different cannabinoids, not just CBD, which is part of what makes it very special. It also includes trace amounts of THC, which is the psychoactive part of marijuana, right? That's one of those chemicals we discussed earlier. So having 0.3%, that's the legal threshold limit of what the federal government allows to be in a CBD product. That's also the defining factor of industrial hemp, being 0.3% THC or less. We guarantee it. We guarantee it with lab testing. So we did a couple things. One is we sat down and nerded out with some numbers and went through and said, okay, our highest potency oil, which is our Canero 2500 Max, we went to that. We said, okay, where would that threshold lie on a regular person as far as testing positive for THC? Well, we said, well, which THC test? Are we talking about a urine test? Are we talking about a blood test? Are we talking about the highest test you could possibly do as a blood test? And it said at 10 thousandths of a gram, which is 1 nanogram. It's a crazy test. You're talking maybe an Olympic athlete. This is not your everyday employer test at all. So we went to the very strictest and said, where does that fall in line? And when we hit that, we said our Canero 1000, you would have to take 1 bottle.
One bottle.
One whole bottle.
It's 15
60,
to 2,500.
it was 60 doses of our Canero 1000. Just drink that bottle down to have even a theoretical chance of testing positive. And realistically, once we went back and checked it, it was actually you would have to inject it directly into your vein to have a theoretical chance. That's a whole month's supply in one dose to have a theoretical chance. Now, another property of CBD is that it overcomes the psychoactive effect. So sometimes people say I got too high from THC. You could take CBD and it would reduce that. So there's literally zero chance of ever testing positive with Wellphora. There's zero chance of ever getting high with Wellphora.
When a client is listening and right now and they call up and they say, I'd like to get it, can they get educated by you? How does it work when you sell a product like this?
Right.
When it gets into their hands, how does it work?
So most of our products are either topical or oils, and the oils go sublingually under your tongue, and the topicals get rubbed directly into your skin. That's pretty much how it works. We also have edibles, we have gummies, we have capsules, honey, things like that. The edibles don't have as high as efficacy. They don't work as well as far as getting the number of milligrams into your body as well as the oil and going sublingual. So that's what we always push. And we're huge on education to tell people why that is.
And how much they can take, does it matter? Or, for each person, they take a drop. Is it different for each person? Because each person's a different size?
Right. It's dose dependent. So we recommend most people with pain and inflammation start at our Canero 1000. And what we're shooting for is between 30 and 50 milligrams a day for each person to figure out kind of where their sweet spot is and what works best for them. You can work up from there. You can't overdose on it, but if you take too little, you might not experience the effects that you're looking for.
And our website covers everything on the Q&A section of it too.
Yeah,
Our
you can
website's
find
great.
all of our lab testing on our website. You can find tons of answers. We even went as far as we took our attorneys and we said, we want you to basically represent a fictitious person to say, I just lost my job, I took Wellphora CBD, and I tested positive for THC. And we said, let's go down that road. How do we defend this with science? Not because we said so, not because of lab report. And we went through the math, we went through the numbers, said we can unequivocally, through our triple lab testing procedures that are all third party, we know for a fact that that's not even possible. And anybody that came down that road, we know that with Wellphora, that's not possible.
Well, we've got our lines open here for everybody to get entered in to win. It's their Canero 1000, and it's a good start, a place to start. If you're dealing with any kind of pain, arthritis, or any issue, it's a wonderful place to start and try. This is made right here in Phoenix, so it's not anywhere from anywhere else, and that's also a wonderful thing that it's local here.
And we ship all over the country. I mean, our products literally go to every single state in the country.
Right. Is it free shipping? I have it
It is
down
free
here,
shipping
so it's free
every
shipping.
single day.
We got some
Wellphora.com,
Hawaii
free
yesterday.
shipping.
I was stoked, and my family's in there ordering me.
That's right.
And you know what, guys, here's the thing. A lot of people out there are dealing with issues with pain, and we've gone the furthest extent. You know, you've maybe even had surgery and all sorts of stuff. You don't have to. You do not have to have that happen. And, you know, this is a great place to start and to try something that can't hurt you in any way. If you are working, they're here to say that their laboratory test proves that it won't affect you in that way. So you can call here and get entered in to win. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What else do you want to talk about?
So people are wondering what they use CBD for. I'll let Jeff...
That's important.
Yeah,
Like,
there's so many
One of the
things,
huge
yeah.
benefits, you touched on this, is the fact that if you get like an operation, your back hurts, whatever it might be, you take it for the inflammation or that pain. The benefit of having that homeostasis and that balance in your life, you'll be like, man, you'll be a week later of helping with your inflammation. Later, you'll be going, man, I've been sleeping like a baby. I'm less stressed for anxiety, sleep. It's that balance of life. You'll take it for one thing and not even know
That it's helping for
many
others.
other things it's hitting for. And that's like great testimonies I've heard in my life.
Right. So
working
let's
with this
talk
product.
about that. Let's talk about anxiety, okay? People are hot, you know, right now.
That's right.
You know, back to school. How about moms that are, you know, having a little anxiety that their little kids are off to school?
Aw.
I know my
Right.
wit's probably going to shed a tear
Separation.
tomorrow when the kids go back.
That's right.
Well, either that or they're jumping
their
up
heels.
and down.
Yeah, or they're
you know.
celebrating. Yeah.
Clicking their heels, right?
But you know, more so than that, there's people that deal with a lot of different issues in terms of anxiety. We know that, and you know, you could be driving down the road. I mean, there people who have road rage and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
true.
It's life in general that this product, and they're talking about it everywhere. It's the buzzword of the day, and it hasn't gone away.
Right. And the thing we keep coming back to is, how do you know it's safe? You don't unless you're buying it from a reputable company. That's just what it comes down to. And that's what we represent. We're here to educate people, tell them what they need, what kind of dosing they need. We're here for you. You can email us, you can call us, you can visit our website. We have all that information available. And, you know, people like Jeff, people like our vendors in our markets are super educated. They go through such a huge education course just to even sell our products.
Well, I think what's really great is having you here, being able to educate the public. And that's what, when I first talked to you, and you were so excited about being, that's happened a few times with many people that have been on my show, because it gives you this opportunity to be able to talk to a lot of people. One thing I also know, another thing about people, you're procrastinators out there, we do know that, and it takes a lot, over and over and over, and hearing it and finally feeling comfortable about certain things. And it's true, people do things when they're ready. Don't wait. You don't have to. I said this already earlier today. It's something that isn't going to hurt you. What I love about the product, that more than anything that you say to me, is, of course, being that the laboratory test is obviously
Right, number one
important.
almost.
Very, very important. It's made right here in Phoenix. You are the laboratory who makes it for other companies. You've created your own product because it was so great for everybody else. Why not have your own as well to sell? And you have many different products. There's not just this one. There's other ones that are creams that are topical. Is that what you call that?
Yeah, topical.
Okay. You also, I know that you also have other products for dogs. There's also other things that you have on your website that they can check out there. What else?
Yeah, I mean, basically, you don't have to suffer. You don't have to, you know, have poor nights of sleep. You don't have to be in pain. You don't have to be stuck on opiate drugs to
Yeah,
take
amen.
care of those issues, right? I mean, this is what it does. It's 100% organic. It's all natural. You can't overdose on it. It's 100% safe. If you get drug tested, you know that you can be a CDL driver, a doctor, a
And
nurse,
it's 100%
a firefighter,
legal.
Maybe a
police
firefighter.
officer. We know that you can do that. You can be any of those professions, get drug tested, and have 100% confidence that all you get is relief and no bad, nothing bad's gonna happen at your job. That's for sure.
Wellphora is the Phoenix CBD. Oh my God, I just came up
just
with
said
You did it. You did it.
your tagline. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They do free ship around the world, around the
No, just United
US.
States. We don't ship outside.
for free. So call us here, 602-277-5369. Check them out. It's wellphora.com.